All right, Shalom Yasharah, peace Israel, let's give all our praising glory to our power, the power of the nation of Israel, the Father, power, Yahweh, in the name of our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the Son of the Father, power, Yahweh, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKadosh, double honors and a mighty shalom to the teachers and preachers of Great Millstone. Real quick hit through the spirit, y'all. Shit is coming down in mass. You think you got your job forever? You think, oh, I've got dexterity, I've got ability, I've got intelligence, I've got ability to discern good quality product or not, and when I help cultivate for a company, I'm of great value. Well, guess what? This fucking robot does it better than you. Let's hit it. One of the hardest jobs. They don't have machines to do this because you would knock all, a machine would knock all the rice kernels out. So it has to be done by hand. But guess what? They got around to that, right? The ultimate goal for these ruling elite in Babylon the Great and across the earth, because this new world order, this new world system, which is still ran by the same banksters, no matter what land it's ran on, it's ultimately in the hands of the ruling elite, which the world uses the world currency of the world elite. And we know that elite is the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, who are dumb as hell. And they're going to do stuff they think will bring in success for their depopulated future, because the future is not to not have you as workers, but just not to have enough people to substantiate that work. So really most of you are just a hungry, unworking, useless eating mass, as you are today, according to your rulers, right? All of you are livestock in this time, chattel. They owned you. The American corporation and the corporations ran by America, because America serves the geopolitical world pot. The ideologies that are coming to this new world system are coming right out of the ruling elite of Babylon the Great, which are the so-called white men, aka the Edomites. They are physically the physical counterpart to the spiritual demon Satan. That's what they worship. We worship the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the only living powers. They worship the power they were given, Satan, which is the flesh and all the things that come from the flesh, including fake wisdom, science, right? Your future is predicated upon their investments. And ultimately the scriptures will, for these people to be ruling and initiate their enterprise. They're going to initiate their enterprise, the new world system, where you, slaves, get to even be more slavery than you already are. You're going to get your universal basic income at the end then of an implant of a microchip. And your jobs, many of them are going to be taken by these robots, because they've been making these robots forever, guys. Robots have been building cars for generations now. You think they haven't come up with ways to get rid of you faulty components to you? The goal is to rule over you and not to have you part of the processes. So you'll own nothing, right, and be happy because you're not working, right? Anyways, the reality is the New World Order is going to have you people, population, accepting a depopulated future where you own less and have less authority over your own actions. Now, real simple. This is going to happen in Babylon the Great America, which in Isaiah 19, it is Babylon the Great America, because Isaiah prophesied about a future Egypt. Because Isaiah talked and was a prophet about 750 years after we were taken out of the Egyptian captivity. The prophecies that these prophets of the nation of Israel got were all of the future happenings on the earth, right? And today, the Egypt today, where we are under the authority of the wicked through witchcraft and bonding, just as we were in ancient Egypt, in captivity, these rulers are going to become altogether foolish. They were base men that the Most High moved up the genetic ring to rule. They were never set up on their own to rule. They're not under their own volition. It was the scriptures, the will, the counsel of the Most High that said these people have to do this. Now, do I know if this video on the left is real? We can see there's a lot of blur around the objects and tweening and double framing. When you stop, you see the double framing, the tweening, which is these areas where you can see all the fuzzy stuff. Do I know if that robot's doing it, or if they have somebody in a suit where they can lay a video over the green suit and tween out the rest of the human? Because this looks like a human doing this, that they tween the video. You know how they can make somebody wear a suit, or they tween the video in? To me, it looks like that, but the reality is they are working on this technology. They ultimately want to cut you, normal people, out of jobs and put you in a system of rigorous responses. Ultimately, a dystopian future where you have a chip under your skin and everything you do is tracked and traced. Isaiah 19 and 15, right? Actually, we'll do 14, 19 and 14. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err. Where was the perverse spirit? In the leaders and in the people. And have caused Egypt, our captivity, the rulers thereof, to err in every work thereof. So when they're giving money to other countries, they're disenfranchising people and flooding your America with people who haven't paid into the system that they're giving benefits to, as a drunken man that staggereth in his vomit, right? So none of this shit makes sense, right? Neither shall there be any work in Egypt, because there's going to be all-out financial collapse. These companies can't even afford to employ you. The Ponzi scheme's going to end, and the money that they've been ever moving is going to stop. And when the income stops, the Ponzi scheme stops. Because when the investors don't have dividends and money, they de-invest, right? Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. The people that are in the middle class, the people in the low class, jobs are going to be absolutely axed in this time. And in that day, Egypt shall be like unto women. And it shall be afraid and fear, because the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, which shaketh over it. And ultimately, this is for the controversy of Zion, that the holy people are in captivity, and that the wicked are running around with our fucking heritage, pretending that they're us. They're not. And the land of Judah shall be a terror on Egypt. Ultimately, you 2/3, you guys are going to rise up crazy style, like you've never risen up before, a time which the world has never seen. Great tribulation, people rising up for fight, right? This place that's ever been the Lady of Kingdoms, Babylon the Great, you can't say it's not. What statue is out there in front of New York? It's a Apollyon, right? It's a female or a dude pretending to be a female, ruling with a feminine energy, right? That's this place. That's Babylon the Great. It was called Columbia, a feminine god, right? A feminine conquering spirit of manifest destiny and steal everybody's land and murder everybody, right? Because that's how this place got set up. Guess what? The Most High's got a judgment for it. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. Ultimately, it's going to be removed from its high and haughty spot as the leader of the geopolitical world and monetary system, because all the generally accepted accounting practices come out of this fucking system. O daughter of the Chaldeans. This place is likened unto Babylon, unto Egypt, and unto Ur the Chaldeans, right? Those ancient witchcraft-controlled societies that had the Israelites under subjection, right? Thou shalt be no more called tender or delicate. This place is tender or delicate. No war has made it to here. No major economic overthrow has made it to here. Other countries have had currency upheavals, great economic upheavals. This place has figured out how to insulate itself from it. That's over. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make the leg bare. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers, right? Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. That Ponzi scheme that America is, where the money just has to keep moving and where economy is good, right? Consumerism, right? Well, consumerism will stop, and there won't be work. Yea, thy shame shall be seen, right? I will take vengeance, and will not meet thee as a man, saith the Lord. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. And what has this place done? It's beguiled every nation, and every nation's taken up the ways of America, Babylon the Great, the Western powers, that have not benefited. It has spoiled their societies, it has spoiled their industry, and has created a scheme of finance, of bait and switch that can never be fixed. The world is holding on to America's debt, which they've yielded unto themselves, and they sold it to other people. How long is this place going to add to itself shit it doesn't own? What does it say in Habakkuk 2? This place is going down. The Most High wants to take it down. The Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth, so that you can use this to make actions, right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Are we at the collapse yet? No, but it is coming. But at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. It will not tarry. Microchips for everyone, right? Everyone dumb enough to take it. Behold, his soul, the ruling elite, the wicked, the so-called white man, is lifted up, but it's not upright in it, right? The people that test drugs on us, come up with mosquitoes to help inoculate us, incubate diseases that, and give them functions that the disease would have never had without him. And the Most High is using these wicked to bring multilateral destruction. And they're not even ready for it. They can't even see it. They think everything they do is in the power of their hand and they can control everything. That is a feigning thing when the Most High consults to throw everything over by your own devices. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in it. These people, they own everything, but they want everybody chipped. They want to run everything in real time. But the just, the Israelites, shall live by his faith, which our faith is in the only living power, which can deliver. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai alone. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. And how is that wine? The wine is the doctrines and ideologies the world has been peddled from Babylon the Great, whether it be feminism, whether it be modern economics, whether it be the consumerism, whether it be what to spend and cultivate resources and how to, has ever destroyed the earth. The wine of Babylon, the ideologies, the homosexuality, the funny politics that don't actually add up to actual things, right? The worldwide lies of that your country rules you, except when you do something America doesn't want, then America's actually the one ruling you. The reality is that America rules the world. They always have. It was given to them to do that thing by the Most High. It's the hegemony of investment of the ruling elite. And it's about to be taken out. That crown jewel is about to be knocked out by the Most High. Yea, also because he, Esau Edom, transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, right? Because of his ways, he succeeded. Because of his ideologies and thoughts and resource cultivations. His clever practices and funny snares for the people, right? He trusts in his wickedness. Neither keepeth at home when largest of his desires hell. And what is colonialism? The white man going on your fucking land and saying that his shit's his, you can make your stuff for him, and you can pay him tariffs, right? And is as death. Cannot be satisfied. He who has silver will not be satisfied with silver. He who has substance will not be satisfied with substance. They want everything. They want your mind. They want you to do exactly what they want when they want. They want you to think the things they want you to think. But gathereth unto him all nations. How? By that doctrine. By those ideologies the world's picked up and not benefited from. And heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And it is a figurative statement that thick clay is ibatya. It actually is heavy pledges of debt. The number one debt whore is America, Babylon the Great, which gives her debt to other places. Japan's having a 200% debt economy because it owns almost half American debt. It owns the most. I don't know if it's half. I don't know if half their debt is American debt, but I know they're the number one holder of American security bonds. American debt, if you will. And this thick clay, ibatya, is debt. It's not figurative. It's specific. Heavy pledges. Debt. And who does that? Who's trading the debt note? Who started the fiat currency ideology that went across the world reserve currency? America, Babylon the Great. And whose funny fucking faces are on it? The fucking white man. His naked fucking white face is all over that shit. Look at that stupid ass shit. You ain't supposed to have a naked face. These people hate the Most High. And they worship Egypt. Check this out. This is their talisman, their fucking dollar you trade around. They're the one who picked Egypt. They're the one who picked Rome. Why? Because that's their shit. They want other nations, specifically the Israelites, under them in bondage. Because they ultimately want the birthright that they sold. Esau sold his birthright, and the Most High Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua honored it. He can't get it back, no matter how he tries to oppress and slay people, because his is the power of the sword. This is why the world got the world's currency, is through war. War is the power of the sword, my friends. I don't know if you know that. Nowadays, we have a hybrid war. They've moved away from the sword, and they've used their new sword as the bill. Where the world gets oppressed by the world reserve currency. Fucking ridiculous. Hey, this shit's coming. These other nations are about to have had it with this place who's ever oppressed them. And these are these other nations that are going to take a parable against them, a taunting proverb, mocking, saying, woe to him that increases that which is not his. And how long? Because they know that that Ponzi scheme can't go forever. And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. These heavy debts and lies, which these sold throughout the world. America doesn't hold their own debt. Everyone else does. Shall they not uprise suddenly, and bite thee, and awake that vex thee suddenly? That thou shalt be booties unto them. These other nations have ever wanted to spoil America because all the richest shit that's in this place. They want to invade and take stuff. Who knows? That might actually be the face of what's going to happen next, and then UN peacekeeping troops. Who knows? It could be. We know that it's going to be widespread dissembling and widespread insurrection, which is you can equate that as civil war, civil unrest, right? Why? I'll tell you why. Because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, for the violence of the land, and of the city. We know America's set up in violence. Come on now. My forefathers were getting murdered on this brown land. So they get to take everything. And then spoil it while they're here. They just waste everything. And of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth, with an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. That's America. They're protected by this nest of weapons, right? That he may be delivered from the power of evil by his sword, right? Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy own soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam of the timber shall answer. The evidence coming out against you, Esau. You're raining blood. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire. And the people, that also says this fire that we're in this low estate, is a fire. And we, the hopeful elect, are getting refined by it. And that the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, as the waters cover the sea. Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink. This is a taunting proverb. Esau, you're going down. You're the one who made all the world drink that shit. And put us the bottle to them. And makest them drunken also. And it spoiled many nations. You're the only one who didn't get spoiled from the fucking picking up the world currency. Because that was your weapon. That thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. Let thy foreskin be uncovered. Your shame. And the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned on to, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. These other nations are talking about how you stole this land, Esau. How you set up America in blood. How the West was won from a war with Spain and a land grab. For the violence of Lebanon should cover thee, and the spoil of these. Hey, isn't that where that fucking big-ass fight's going on? Up in the Levant? North of Israel? Hey, we are there, y'all. The site of great prophetic happenings, which made them afraid, right? The spoil of beasts, which made them afraid because of men's blood, for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. What profiteth the graven image, and the maker thereof that have graven, and the molten image, and the teacher of lies, and the maker of his works trust therein to make dumb idols? Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, and to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with silver and gold, and there is no breath in them at all. With the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. The Most High is to do his things. What was that PSA 33, y'all? His counsel to all generations, right? The one who made it all. Let all the earth fear the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, whose prophecies, whose will, whose counsel is getting lived out in real time. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand awe of him. For he spake and it was done. He commanded and it stood fast. Can the white man do that? Can the white man hold the whiteys back? The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. But the counsel of the Lord standeth forever. So no matter how much planning and executing they do, the counsel of the Lord standeth forever, and the thoughts of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose power is the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and the people whom he hath called, he hath chosen Salakia for his own inheritance. Right? Call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Hey, no work, y'all. Except they'll come with fucking compliance measures. I hope this was an edifying excerpt. The future is not good, guys. Lack of work, lack of money, lack of food, increasing disease, heavy draconian measures. Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's biblical, right? Until next lesson, Shalom.
And that's another brother who has an Odysee channel, and I found him some time ago, and I love tuning into him. That's him right there, Nikhil Ko Clan Nomeo on Odysee. I don't know what his YouTube channel is, but that's what he is over here. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the also apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching the truth and sincerity. And shout out to Yakims out there in four quarters of the earth to claim this truth. Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash, Brakatam. So, hey, no work in Egypt, right? But, you know, like everything else, it's supposed to be so-called Labor Day, right? You know, that's what Esau calls it. But yet, a lot of people, well, a lot of them didn't return back to work, right? These worthless eaters. But, you know, there was, you know, those little grants, those little stimulus payments. Well, the schools are in a mad dash to spend the COVID cash as a deadline looms. School districts across the country are in a mad dash to spend their remaining post-COVID relief grant money, or they have to return it to the U.S. Treasury. The $122 billion program aimed at boosting learning recovery in the wake of the pandemic expires September 30, just leaving in 30 days. As the Epoch Times noted further in August 30 email response to the Epoch Times, the U.S. Department of Education affirmed that it cannot extend their deadline for expenditure approvals past September 30, and it will not allow them to transfer the leftover money to a rainy day account. So it's either spend that money or return it. So watch them spend a lot more mad money. EU is shifting back towards Russia energy. You know, even though they blew up the pipeline and everything, tried to blame Russia for it, well, that's all backfiring now. They know that they can't get energy without Russia. Only Norway ranks higher among the bloc's natural gas suppliers, and both are ahead of the U.S. A top think tank estimates Russia has overtaken the U.S. to once again become the second largest supplier of natural gas to the EU. The symbolism of the development is huge. The German newspaper Die Welt reported on Sunday, citing analysis Brussels declared the elimination of its reliance on Russian energy as one of its key priorities after hostilities in the Ukraine conflict broke out. Expensive U.S. liquefied natural gas filled up a large portion of the market, exacerbating economic crisis throughout the EU. In the second quarter of 2024, Russia gas accounted for roughly 17% of all European imports, just ahead of suppliers from the U.S. Well noted, citing the Brussels-based think tank Bruegel, according to its figures, European customers received 12.27 billion cubic meters of U.S. LNG over that period of time, while Russia delivered 12.73 billion cubic meters to the bloc. So in other words, Russia is now dominating that area. You know, so this war is pretty much over. Anything that they wanted to achieve with Ukraine is definitely over. It's just a proxy war, and it's been a proxy war for quite some time. But this is what's going on over in the UK. UK's Online Safety Act may be a canary in the coal mine for Canada's Under Online Harms Act. She's a 53-year-old English woman who lived in a church, Loughton, Shropshire, and she once had a Facebook account. Today she's in prison serving 15 months sentence after being convicted under new criminal code provisions in the United Kingdom's Online Safety Act. Yeah, so like everything else though, you know, you can't detest anything they do. Now they're going to try to convince you that it's all anti-Muslim. Now that's another divide there, right there in itself. You know, but it's a narrative that they control. You know, Islamophobia, but that's just the beginning of things. They're really just detesting, you know, well, the deaths caused by you know what, and they're detesting the lockdowns. You know, everything that's happened. Yeah, they still are pretty pissed off about everything that took place under Boris Johnson. You know, and just a lot of spillover. You know, to the next one. They're not very happy about all this shit that's been going down for quite some time. You know, and a lot of people, well, they never got compensated at all for everything that they lost. A lot of people still lost their jobs. So whatever's spilling over in the UK is eventually going to spill over here. But see, they're cutting down on what you're allowed to talk about. You're not even really allowed to talk about it over there, right? And like everything else, though, this is another scam that's been blown wide open by Ford, right? So this is an insight on the piece of shit fucking electric cars, right, that they are trying to force down everybody's throat. Well, Ford pulled out of that some time ago, so this is a little bit on what they had to say.
Well, Ford just dropped another bomb on the EV market, saying that they are instead going to focus on making hybrid cars instead of battery-powered electric vehicles, because EVs pretty much suck and they don't sell.
Yeah, exactly.
Sly capitalism is kind of taking care of this. The problem is, though, that the Biden and Harris administration is so committed to EVs, or so they say. Here is Ford's announcement about this, and you have to really read between the lines to realize what Ford is trying to say here, is that they're trying to shift away from EVs and focus on hybrids for several reasons. We've covered this before. For instance, remember this Consumer Reports article from 2023 that talked about what is the most
EVs
reliable
suck.
car, what's in the shop the least, who has the more problems with what? They found that EVs between 2021 and 2023 encountered nearly 80% more problems than vehicles that were propelled by internal combustion engines. Like, that's a lot, you guys, but take a look there. It shows that hybrid cars perform quite well. People actually like them, but it's interesting to note the difference. Take a look at this chart a little bit closer. The difference between plug-in hybrids, which seem to sort of be the worst of both worlds, and non-plug-in hybrids, which perform quite well because they seem to be the best of both worlds. Clayton is a new owner of one of those hybrids, not a plug-in hybrid. I would say happy owner of those. Right?
Happy, yes, very happy.
Do you want to talk about your truck at all?
No, but I'm just no.
Okay. You just like
I just like it. I like that. Yeah, it's got gas.
You're
and
a man.
also, I'm a man. I got a truck.
Plaid. Okay, just thought I'd give you a little testosterone.
Just shut a
Beard's
squirrel.
coming.
Yeah, no squirrels were killed in the preparation for this segment. Okay, also, people will buy hybrids, whereas they just simply refuse to buy electric vehicles. Recall last year, a group of dealers
it's
begged
not a
the
real
Biden
car.
administration to pump the brakes on EV mandates. This man said that dealers have up to a year of inventory and they just can't sell it. Recall how he explained this to CNBC.
Still can't sell it. Consumer doesn't want it. The consumer's in fear over the infrastructure. The infrastructure is not there. The White House and the Biden administration and got way out over its skis with this mandate, and the consumer has to buy into it, and they're not. And the problem that exists now is, they force the manufacturers to spend all this money to build these plants and produce these vehicles, but the consumers aren't buying into it. They're afraid of range. They're afraid of where they're going to charge. And we're not talking about, listen, Tesla is a vanity purchase. People have to have a Tesla. They have a second vehicle. Most people can't afford the first vehicle, never mind the second vehicle. And these people are coming out to the dealership and they're buying these vehicles and they're afraid. These are average working American people. They're putting their families in the car. Moms are driving their kids to school. Dads have to get to work. And, if they have to charge on the road and it takes 30 minutes to charge.
Okay, he goes on to talk about how there was a brand new electric F-150, that's a truck with 25 miles on it, was marked down to $7,000 and it still wouldn't sell. A brand new Ford truck, but people don't want it because it's electric. That's a $20,000 discount. So it's no wonder now that Ford says that they just can't afford to make the cars that don't sell. Even with government subsidies, Ford is willing to take this loss. Here, they said that they're taking a non-cash charge of about $400 million to write off certain products that they decided not to make, such as planned all-electric 3-row SUVs, and they just won't do it anymore. Also, they say that it'll cost them another $1.5 billion to shift away from production of EVs. Now, we saw about 2 years ago when Jeep announced that they were going to start making EVs, they had to shift their plants off to Mexico. Ford at least is saying, look, we can do this, but we're going to make hybrids in the U.S. that will lessen our dependence on foreign exports, and these are cars we can sell. So it will eventually be good for the economy, especially because, if you're buying this, that gas is bad for the environment, even though that has not been proven through environmental models. I can go on that tangent right now, but I'm going to save you that. If you want that data, I will send it to you. The problem, though, is that the Biden administration is still full steam ahead on EV requirements, and new EPA rules will require 56% of all new cars on the road to be electric vehicles by 2032. So what will happen when that requirement is in place, but automakers don't want to make them because they can't sell them, no one wants to buy them, that mandate will be worth nothing. We'll have no cars. No cars at all. Also, the Biden administration has done a crap job of building out all those charging stations that they promised that they would build. The infrastructure bill included $7.5 billion. That's spent money, taxpayer money spent. They said they're going to build 500,000 public charging stations for EVs across the country. But guess how many they've actually built? Anybody know?
Charging stations, the Biden administration, 8 of them.
They've built 8.
8.
They've built exactly 8. They were supposed to build 500,000.
That's just a little, around about a billion, a little under $1 billion per. What do they run those with? What kind of Star Trek technology is installed in those charging stations?
Oh,
could you imagine if in 2032 going to a station to charge, the lines, you'd have to wait a half an hour in line for one car to move forward? It would be insane the amount of time we would spend waiting to charge our vehicles.
And it's expensive. I saw a meme recently where a guy charged a Tesla truck and it was $80. The woman's like, I filled my tank for $60. Why do I? And it took 5 minutes and not an hour and a half.
I filled my truck for $40 the other day
at Costco.
Mm-hmm. I mean, full $40.
Yeah.
$80 for a freaking electric charge?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
I know, it's wild. Now, think for a second about these 8 EV stations that we as the taxpayers have bought. Can we put that back on screen while we think about this? We've spent, the previous one. Yeah, about, like Philip did the math, about $1 billion per station that we built in 2.5 years. Meanwhile, we bought Ukraine F-16 jets, missile launchers. We built an entire pier in Gaza that was then destroyed a few weeks later. But when it comes to fulfilling promises at home, we are short 499,992.
And like everything else, no work in Egypt, right? I mean, that's the subject. Because again, artificial intelligence, everything is being phased out. You already seen these self-checkouts, right? Just one person manning, but all these other people just self-checking out. There's only one cashier there for 8 of those. And that's been happening with Walmart and Winco and all kinds of places, right? So people are being phased out. These, what they call useless eaters, right? The 1%. Israeli state sets up army unit to oversee control of Gaza for years to come. Israeli media news site reported that the Israeli entity is preparing to occupy and control the Gaza Strip for years to come. And this is increasingly the default assumption. The Israeli military officers in the absence of a clearly defined long-term mission by top leadership. The outlet wrote, this comes In the absence of clear strategic goals for the future of the Gaza Strip, the report continued. Israeli army began yesterday through the appointment to accept the fact that its responsibility for the Strip will continue for years and will expand. And about 2 million Palestinians will remain under its responsibility. Basically, that pretty much they can never leave. They're stuck there forever. Occupying military, and you don't think that's not going to happen in Babylon? At least 11 killed in Israeli airstrike on Gaza City schools sheltering displaced Palestinians. You know, because they're so good at killing. Because these rock throwers are so dangerous, so you got to bomb them with airstrikes. Protests sweep Israeli state after hostage deaths. Public disconnect with Benjamin not a Jew government escalated after the bodies of 6 Israeli hostages found in Gaza. So this is, you know, uproars the people. To be all that fucking happy, do they? And these are the Amalekites. We're not even talking about the Palestinians uprising. See, Amalek don't even like their government. The 1% are even smaller than the entire race of Amalek. It's just coming into play, isn't it? Insurrections everywhere, right? And there's tons of videos like that. I mean, I could go through them. I mean, they're everywhere. Israeli occupation aggression continues on Jenin for 6th consecutive day. The Israeli occupation continues its brutal aggression on Jenin city and its camp for the 6th consecutive day. Wafa agency reported the Israeli aggression on Jenin and its camp since last Wednesday resulted in the martyrdom of 17 Palestinians, the injury and arrests of dozens, in addition to the widespread destruction of public and private property and facilities, infrastructure including the water and electricity networks. The occupation forces still imposing tight siege on the city and its camp and have sent in military reinforcements. They have raided dozens of homes, vandalized their contents, and caused corruption and destruction. They have subjected the Palestinians to field investigations and abused them. So, you know, this is who the real terrorists are. But like everything else though, he is going to continue with his pseudoscience, and that's how we're going to leave this one. I'm going to play that one in a little bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull this one out really quick. I mean, we already know that Egypt is in the hand of a fierce, a terrible king, right? Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. That means, everybody here in Babylon is going to be turned against each other. Everyone that shall fight, everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they that seek to their idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hands of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. You know, who is this fierce king? Well, Esau Edom, duh. You know, And that's when the New World Order will pretty much be taking over them, you know, because you already know that Babylon the Great is a crown state, but they're going to find out that this was never a free place, that this in fact was always ruled under the United Kingdom, you know, Mother Babylon, Daughter Babylon. But you're going to see very much so that, you know, the World Economic Forum, that these people that were never elected are the ones that really rule. And that's going to commence very shortly. So hopefully this has been edifying. Got one more here and close this out. For that I want to say Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakal Kadash, Wa Abal Babal. Brakathum, Jehovah Elect. Shalom.
Alright, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to start by saying, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Kalama Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakal Kadash. And also give honor to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, great Muslims who well. And shalom to Yakim Adeh pushing
Trees uprooted, cars crushed in our...
As you can see this video right here, this is something that has been going on here Australia.
Just as authorities warned, the wind picked up as Melbourne slept.
Looks like an actual hurricane out there at the moment.
Ferocious from around 1 a.m. for 3 hours from the city to the suburbs. Trees uprooted, cars crushed. In our darkest hours, SES volunteers responded to calls. More than 2,800 of them by the time the Premier spoke late this morning.
More than half of those cases have already been cleared, but we do know that that number is expected to increase.
It did, rising to more than 4,000 calls for help. Just over the Murray in Moama, a 63-year-old woman died when a tree fell on a cabin at this holiday park. Her husband suffered hand injuries. Incredibly, here in Melbourne, no reports of anyone and destruction.
Mind you, man, over here in where I am right now, over here in Queensland, we're going through some fucking heat wave, and it's not even fucking spring yet. Okay, this heat wave started within winter. Within the winter, you know, our winter was short. Okay, the whole month of August over here was hot, and now we're coming to September. It's fucking hot here, man. It's worse than fucking summer, and the whole sky and during the daytime, like it's like there's a fire somewhere. Somewhere is burning, but there's no fire here. So it's all, you know, it seems like it's just running machine somewhere, man. You know, to me, that's why I'm saying it. And then you go to Melbourne, they got this right here. And I believe in Sydney, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm gonna look into it. You know, they got some type of like either like it might be like cold or something. I gotta look into it. You know, just to show you the whole, you know, the whole system, not the system, like the whole nature on how, like, you know, seasons of work is all being fucked up, man. And Esau is the one controlling this right here, man. Yahweh is using this devil to do whatever he's doing. You know, we say this all the time, but you know, all you motherfuckers out there always say you guys are conspiracy theory, man. You're just making up some shit as you go. How we lying, man? They're doing these so they can, you know, push their climate change fucking bullshit. All right. So let me, you know, play this whole video without interrupting it, and then I'm gonna get a few precepts. Or it's like I'm gonna get the, you know, what's going on in Sydney and the heat wave of here in Queensland, just to show you, man. All right, let's go.
What the hell?
Just as authorities warned, the wind picked up as Melbourne slept.
Looks like an actual hurricane out there at the moment.
Ferocious from around 1 a.m. for 3 hours from the city to the suburbs. Trees uprooted, cars crushed. In our darkest hours, SES volunteers responded to calls. More than 2,800 of them by the time the Premier spoke late this morning.
More than half of those cases have already been cleared, but we do know that that number is expected to increase.
It did, rising to more than 4,000 calls for help. Just over the Murray in Moama, a 63-year-old woman died when a tree fell on a cabin at this holiday park. Her husband suffered hand injuries. Incredibly, here in Melbourne, no reports of anyone hurt overnight.
I also want to thank the community. It is really clear to us that community did listen to the messages over the past couple of days.
This Armadale cafe didn't fare well, leaving owners devastated.
Yeah, we were ready to open this morning for business as normal, but yeah, we've got a bit of a mess to clean up.
Here in Port Phillip Bay, winds have reached more than 140 kilometres an hour. The Bureau of Meteorology says that is close to a record, and our coastline is being smashed by damaging waves. waves, up to 8 metres in Portland, in the state's west, and around 6 metres on the Bass Coast. At Mornington, these beach boxes succumbed to the elements. Ainsley Kosh, 7 News. Damage and destruction.
So right, you hear it, right? People always sleep, man. People always sleep. Nobody seen it coming. Yeah. Nobody seen that coming, and it was 1 a.m. We know that happened. Hey, that's that's the worst time, man. That's when you're falling deep into your sleep. And somehow you hear wind, the roof of your house is flying off. That's fucking, man, that's terrifying. And I believe he used to just run his test. Okay, he's running his test up on people right now, man. Real quick, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. It says, let Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we can't be ignorant of this man's his plans, because he has a plan, and that's to do with the whole climate change. And he will cause in chaos and after chaos, so he can show you that this whole thing exists, and that is legit. While he's the one destroying the earth, man. All right, he's the one destroying the earth right now, man. Okay, let's get this right here real quick. This book of Proverbs 24 verse 22, it says, for the calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both. Right, that right there, it was raised suddenly, man. That whole that wind over there, nobody was ready. That happened in that time. By the time the people woke up, it was done. There was no escaping it. There was no preparing for that, man. It just came out of nowhere. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 12, for man also know his time, as the fishes that are taken in evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil net, when it falleth suddenly upon them. Right, man. Traps being set. Yahweh is using Easter to set all these traps up, and these traps, man, they're going to fall upon your people when you're not ready. Okay, you just purchase a new house, you got things fixed up. The next minute you go to bed. Next minute you hear the roof flying off because some wind that was even a warn unto you. There was no warning about his wind. There was no warning about his rain. There was no warning about his fucking heat wave. And there goes everything you worked for. There goes everything you worshipped. You fucking idiots, man. And this right here is what's going on right now, man. Okay. So let me also show you something else. It's like here. I'm gonna do these Brisbane weather. Oh wait, they're trying too much, so screwed up. So let's just keep going with scriptures right here. Let's go through the New Testament. Let's go here. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 17, and verse 13. It says this, right? Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, and that's Esau. The wicked is Esau, and he's the sword of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and he's the one causing all these issues you see going on worldwide, because the Heavenly Father is using him on the left side, man. Okay? Let's fucking get more. Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna go from there. Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24, and verse 4, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The hot people of the earth do languisheth. So the earth is mourning right now. It's, it says in AMP, it says the earth dries up and crumbles away. That's what's going on right now, man. Because the people that are in the leadership ain't really doing the right job. And crumbles away. The exalted of the people of the earth fadeth away, and that's you goddamn fucking top bankers. You're gonna fail. Eventually, Most High is gonna get your ass. You're gonna fade away, man. Verse 5, it says, I'm gonna read this in AMP. The earth also is polluted by its inhabitants, and that's Esau, man, because they have transgressed the laws, violated statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. You see, therefore a curse devours the earth, and those who live on it suffer the punishment of their guilt. And this is what we're facing right now. Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are bent under the curse of the Most High's wrath, and few people are left. Eventually, and that's what's going to happen. That's how this earth is going to be fixed. All right, by taking out the Edomites out of their rulership, and then from there the earth is going to be renewed. But for now, the earth is defiled, is polluted, because the man who's in charge. This devil don't believe in how about Shem Yahushua. He goes the opposite way, man. Let's go here. 27, 20. Let me see. This book of Isaiah, chapter 29, and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. And their works are in the dark. They say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? And that's Esau. And you damn fucking Esau, you niggas. Alright? That scripture applies to you. But Esau's the one doing it. Psalms 64 verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. The commune of laying snares privately, right? They say, who shall see them? Yeah, and this is what they're doing right now. Okay, with these machines that got going on, causing this crazy ass weather, and they blame it on the earth. Come on, man. It's you, Esau. They search our iniquities, they accomplish diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is dead. Okay? Let me see if there's more. Jeremiah 23 verse 24. Can any hide himself in the secret places that I should not see him? Right? Can you do that? No. The Most High sees you, and that's why you've been exposed, Esau. But you turn around, you call us a conspiracy theory, and all we're doing is exposing you, because every father can see you, man. Right? It says, can any hide himself in the secret places that I should not see him? Said Yahweh. Do not I through heaven and earth? Said Yahweh. Right? We know that, and that's why this devil is steady being exposed left, right. Come on, man. Come on, Esau. Can't do better, man. So going on, he says, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For share the work say of him that made it, he made me not. Or share the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding. You trying to change everything. You're changing the seasons. You're changing the weather. You're changing everything, man. You're changing all that. You're doing that, and that you're changing the condition of the earth by you using your fucking pseudoscience, and that's not right. All right, it ain't right, man. The Heavenly Father sees it, and that's why we're exposing you. And as you do it with your pseudoscience, you're destroying everybody. You're destroying the human being, animals, nature, all that, man. Okay, Matthew chapter 24 in verse 22. Except those that should be shown, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. You see, so these days have to be shown, because no flesh will be saved if these days weren't shown. With the way everything is going right now, man. Here right now, we're supposed to be in spring over here in Brisbane or Queensland or whatever, and it's fucking, we're going through a heat wave, man. It's fucking hot, crazy. Nah, come on, man. Winter. We didn't even have a full winter. Now everybody is like saying our summer is going to be fire. We're gonna be out here betting, man. It's summertime. And Lord willing, Lord willing, how about Hashem keeps us safe, because man, our summertime is going to be worse than any summer people have ever experienced. So let's go from there. Yeah, I got one. Let's see something. It's the book of Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, which is Esau. He shall wear out the saints, which he's doing now, right now. He shall wear the saints of the Most High. He's doing now, through everything, man. And think to change times, which he is down. Times goes with seasons, And laws he is down now, and he shall be given and they shall be given into his hand until time and times and the dividing of time. The time that he was given to rule. Okay, ever since he came in power, that time was given to him. Eventually that is going to be cut off. His time is going to come to an end. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, time it was time dividing the time. I want to say that's the 360 years. So what I'm gonna do is for Daniel, I got notes in it. see. Just bear with me. What verse is it? 25. Yeah, man, and so I want to say that's the 350 years, if I'm not mistaken. If you brothers, know the right answer, you can leave that in comment board, because I thought I had the notes under the video. All right, let me look at different translation real quick. In the NP, he would speak words against the Most High, and weigh down the center of the Most High, and he would tend to change the times in the law, and they would be given into his hand for time, 2 times, and half time, 3 and 1/2 years. So I think that's got 350 years, if I'm not mistaken or not. And then from there, this devil's gonna be fucking, it's gonna be taken out, man. All right, the saints walk out. Here we are, and finally his kingdom is falling down. Okay, let's go from there to the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the day that they should be judged, and that thou should give his reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth, which is Esau." The Heavenly Father is going to destroy this devil, man. Okay, and this devil is the one who have destroyed the earth. But the reward is coming. Okay, for the true believers, man. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and I'm gonna go to the point of it. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and verse 40. It says, "All my people, hear my word, make you ready to that battle. In those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth." And these are evil times that represent the Jacob trouble, which we're coming into. And then from there it goes into how this plague is steady going to come on the earth one after another, and eventually you're going to start losing the things you own because what Esau is bringing up on earth, man. Okay, so I just wanted to do this lesson to do with this right here, like I showed you.
Damage and destruction across Victoria.
It's like extreme weather system.
Just as authorities warned, the wind picked up as Melbourne slept.
It's like an actual hurricane out there.
Ferocious from around 1 a.m. for 3 hours, from the city to the suburbs. Trees uprooted, cars crushed. In our darkest hours, SES volunteers responded to calls.
Let's look at what's a weather system, man. That sounds like a man-made. They're telling you, man. Weather system. It says, weather systems are simply the movement of warm and cold air across the globe. These movements are known as low pressure systems and high pressure systems. High pressure systems are rotating masses of cool, dry air. High pressure systems keep the moisture from rising into the atmosphere or forming clouds. So there you go, man, because ain't no clouds being formed over here right now in Queensland. Some days, man, when it's hot, all you can see is the whole when you look up in the sky, it's blue, but somehow it don't feel right. There ain't no fucking clouds. And then you look further, it seems like there's something burning somewhere, man. So they're really doing something, they're really doing something, man. Hey, man, these devils are at work right now, okay? They are at work right now, man. So with that, I say shalom.